In a world where people come and go as they please, mastering the art of silence can be the most powerful tool at your disposal. When someone walks away from your life, whether a romantic partner, a friend, or even a family member, it can be tempting to chase after them, to seek closure, or to hope for their return. But true strength lies not in proving your worth to someone who left, but in recognizing that their departure was a necessary step in your growth. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot control the actions of others, only our reactions to them. Instead of dwelling on the past or waiting for someone to realize your value, you shift your focus inward. You build, you evolve, and you invest in the most important asset you will ever have, yourself. And the moment you do this, everything changes. The regret they may feel, the realization they may come to, none of it holds weight anymore. You have already moved forward. This is the power of silence. It's not about making them miss you. It's not about revenge or playing mind games. It's about breaking free from the cycle of attachment and stepping into a life where you are in control. When they come back, or don't, it doesn't matter. You have already won. In this video, we will break down the transformative power of silence, the psychology behind their regret, and why walking away with dignity is the ultimate move. If you're ready to take back your power, embrace your growth, and become the master of your own destiny, stay tuned. Your journey to true strength starts now. Number 1. The power of disappearing. Disappearing isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate someone into missing you. It's about reclaiming your power, protecting your peace, and focusing on your personal growth. When you walk away in silence, you send a powerful message, not to them, but to yourself. You are no longer willing to entertain situations, people, or relationships that do not align with your self-respect and personal evolution. People often take what is readily available for granted. When you were there, when you responded, when you kept the door open, they knew they had access to you. They assumed you would always be there, waiting, hoping, and giving them another chance. But when you remove yourself, completely and without explanation, they are forced to confront the void you leave behind. Suddenly, your absence speaks louder than any words ever could. The power of disappearing lies in its finality. It is not about making a temporary exit, hoping they will come looking for you. It is about truly letting go, detaching yourself from the need for validation, and focusing entirely on your own path. This is what most people fail to understand. Walking away isn't about them. It's about you. It's about choosing yourself over someone who failed to choose you. And here's the real shift. When you disappear, when you invest in yourself, when you channel all that energy into becoming stronger, wiser, and more successful, everything changes. The person who once overlooked you will start to feel your absence in ways they never expected. They will wonder why you are no longer there. They will question their choices. They will replay moments in their mind, trying to figure out when they lost their hold over you. But by the time they realize it, you will have already evolved into someone far beyond their reach. You will have gained clarity, confidence, and a sense of self-worth that no longer craves external validation. This is the ultimate power, becoming so deeply invested in your own journey that whether they regret it or not, whether they try to come back or disappear forever, it no longer affects you. The power of disappearing isn't just about walking away. It's about rising beyond the situation that once held you back. It's about proving to yourself that you don't need anyone who doesn't see your value. Because once you embrace this mindset, you unlock a freedom that makes you truly unstoppable. Number 2, control what you can, ignore the rest. In life, there will always be things outside of your control. How people treat you, how they perceive you, and whether they stay or leave. The secret to true power and inner peace lies in understanding what you can control and learning to completely ignore the rest. This is a fundamental principle of Stoicism. Focus on what is within your power and detach from everything else. Many people waste their energy trying to change external circumstances. They obsess over why someone left, why they don't get the recognition they deserve, or why life seems unfair. They try to persuade, chase, and convince others to see their worth. But this is a losing battle. You cannot control someone's feelings, decisions, or actions. You cannot make them respect you, love you, or treat you the way you deserve. The only thing you can control is yourself, your actions, your mindset, and your response to the world around you. The moment you shift your focus inward, everything changes. Instead of reacting to the chaos of life, you become grounded in your own strength. You stop arguing for people to stay. You stop seeking approval from those who do not appreciate you. You stop letting external events dictate your emotions. Instead, you cultivate discipline, self-respect, and resilience. You build your life on a foundation that cannot be shaken by rejection, disappointment, or setbacks. The power of ignoring what you cannot control is that it frees your mind. It eliminates unnecessary stress and anxiety. When you stop caring about things that do not serve you, you gain clarity. You start making decisions based on logic, not emotions. You stop wasting time on people who drain your energy. You focus on what truly matters: your growth, your purpose, and your future. Think about it. How much time have you wasted worrying about things you had no control over? How often have you let someone else's behavior dictate your happiness? The truth is, people will come and go. Opportunities will rise and fall. Life will always be unpredictable. But your power lies in how you respond. You can choose to get caught up in the storm, or you can choose to be the calm within it. So, take a step back. Let go of what is beyond your reach. Control your actions, your mindset, and your future. And as for everything else, ignore it. Because the moment you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you become unstoppable. Number 3, indifference is magnetic. There is an undeniable power in indifference. When you stop caring about things that do not serve you, people start to notice. It's an unspoken force that draws others in, making them wonder why you are so unfazed, why you are so unshaken. This is because true indifference is rare. Most people are constantly seeking validation, approval, and attention. They crave reassurance, react emotionally, and chase after things they fear losing. But when you master the art of indifference, you separate yourself from the masses. You become different, intriguing, and above all, magnetic. Indifference is not about being cold or emotionless. It's about being detached from outcomes that are beyond your control. It's about not reacting to every slight, every rejection, or every loss. When someone pulls away, most people panic, chase, and try to win them back. But the person who remains indifferent, the one who doesn't react, doesn't beg, doesn't care, stands out. This lack of desperation creates a shift in power. Suddenly, the person who thought they had control starts to question their own actions. They wonder why you aren't chasing them, why you aren't seeking their approval, why you seem so unaffected. People are drawn to those who are self-sufficient. When you are unbothered by whether someone stays or leaves, it sends a strong message. You do not need them, and nothing is more attractive than a person who is whole on their own, who does not rely on external validation to feel worthy. When you exude this energy, people naturally want to be around you. They want to understand you, to be part of your world. They begin to feel your absence more deeply because they realize they never truly had power over you in the first place. The key to mastering indifference is shifting your focus inward. Instead of worrying about how others perceive you, Invest in yourself. Work on your goals, your fitness, your mindset, and your success. Become so absorbed in your own growth that you don't even have time to notice who is coming or going. This kind of energy is intoxicating. It makes people respect you, admire you, and even fear losing you. Think about it. How often do people desire what they can't have? How often do they chase after what seems just out of reach? The moment you show indifference, you become that challenge. You become the one they want to impress, the one they want back, the one they cannot ignore. So, let go of attachment. Stop seeking approval. Master the art of indifference, because the less you care, the more powerful you become. Number 4. When she realizes you're gone for good. At first, she might not notice. She might assume you'll always be there, waiting in the background, hoping for her return. She believes she still has a hold on you, that if she ever decides to come back, she can. But then something shifts. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and suddenly the silence is deafening. She looks around and realizes something she never expected. You're gone. For good. This is the moment when reality hits her. She expected you to wait, to chase, to reach out when you couldn't take it anymore. But you never did. You never looked back, never begged, never gave her the satisfaction of knowing she still had access to you. And that's when the regret creeps in. Because for the first time, she realizes she miscalculated. She thought leaving you was a choice she could reverse at any time. Now she understands that some doors, once closed, never open again. She might test the waters, liking an old photo, sending a casual, "Hey," or even crafting an apology, hoping to re-enter your life. But by the time she does, you're not the same person she left. The version of you that might have entertained her return no longer exists. You have evolved, leveled up, and built a life so full and fulfilling that her absence no longer matters. And that is what truly stings. When a woman realizes a man is truly gone, she is forced to confront what she lost. She sees you thriving without her, becoming stronger, more confident, more successful. She wonders why she ever thought she could do better, why she believed you weren't enough. And now, she wants back in. Not because she loves you, but because she hates the idea that she lost someone who outgrew her. But here's the thing, you've already moved on. You're no longer interested in old flames that flicker back when it's convenient. You don't entertain those who walked away as if your presence was optional. A man who values himself does not let the past interrupt his future. He does not allow someone to return just because they finally recognize his worth. And that's the ultimate power, being so secure, so detached, so focused on your own path that whether she regrets it or not makes no difference to you. She thought you'd always be there. But now she realizes the truth. You were the one who got away. Number 5. The silent transformation. The most powerful changes happen in silence. No announcements, no explanations, just quiet, consistent evolution. When she left, maybe it hurt. Maybe you replayed the moments, the words, the way things fell apart. But instead of chasing, begging, or seeking closure, you chose something different. You chose transformation. At first, no one noticed. The world kept moving as if nothing had changed. But behind closed doors, you were working. While she expected you to drown in self-pity, you were building mentally, physically, emotionally. The pain that once consumed you became fuel, pushing you toward a better version of yourself. This transformation wasn't loud. There were no dramatic posts, no desperate attempts to prove a point. You didn't try to make her jealous, didn't seek validation from others. You simply disappeared and did the work. And that's what makes it so powerful. Time passed. The man she left behind ceased to exist. The version of you that once longed for her attention has been replaced by someone stronger, sharper, more focused. You're no longer controlled by emotions, no longer seeking approval. Your mind is disciplined, your actions are intentional, and your energy is reserved for things that truly matter. Then, one day she notices. Maybe she sees a picture, hears your name, or stumbles upon your success. And suddenly she realizes you've changed. You're no longer waiting, no longer attached, no longer the man she once knew. And that's when the regret sets in, because the person she took for granted is now someone she can't reach. But here's the truth. This transformation was never about her. It was never about making her miss you or proving a point. It was about you, about stepping into your power, refining your purpose, and elevating beyond the need for external validation. The silent transformation is the most powerful revenge, not because it hurts her, but because it frees you. You've outgrown the past, embraced your future, and become a man so deeply invested in his own growth that nothing, not rejection, not loss, not even the memory of her, can shake your foundation. And that's the beauty of it. While she looks back, wishing she had realized your worth sooner, you've already moved forward, too far ahead to ever look back. Number 6. The psychology of reverse pursuit. In relationships, people often chase what they feel is slipping away. The more available you are, the less valuable you seem. The less you seek validation, the more they crave it from you. This is the foundation of reverse pursuit, a psychological shift where instead of chasing, you become the one who is pursued. When she left, she expected a reaction. She thought you'd reach out, try to fix things, or at least show some sign that you still care. But when you did the opposite, when you disappeared, remained silent and focused on yourself, something shifted in her mind. Instead of feeling secure in her decision, she starts to feel uncertain. The human brain is wired to seek what feels unattainable. It's why luxury brands never beg for customers, why people are drawn to those who seem indifferent. When you detach and stop showing interest, it creates a sense of scarcity, and scarcity breeds desire. At first she might not notice, but over time, as your absence settles in, she starts to wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Why does he seem unaffected? That curiosity turns into self-doubt. She begins checking your social media, looking for any sign that you still care. And the moment she senses that you don't, she starts chasing. But here's where most men fail. The moment she gives them a little attention, a text, a like, a small breadcrumb of interest, they rush back in. And just like that, the power dynamic resets. She no longer has to chase because she knows she still has access to you. A man who understands reverse pursuit doesn't fall for this trap. He remains focused on his purpose, never allowing external validation to dictate his actions. He knows that true power comes from self-control, from being so deeply invested in his own growth that no one, not even someone from his past, can shake his foundation. And this is what makes him so magnetic. Because unlike most men who seek approval and attention, he is self-sufficient. He does not chase, he does not beg, he does not play games. He simply exists in a state of quiet confidence, knowing that the right people will always be drawn to him. So when she finally realizes what she lost and tries to come back, it no longer matters. Because by then, he has evolved so much that she is just a distant memory, one that no longer holds any power over him. Number 7. Becoming the Stoic Alpha. To become a Stoic Alpha is not about dominance over others. It is about mastery over yourself. It is the fusion of strength, discipline, and emotional control that makes you unshakable in the face of life's challenges. Unlike the traditional Alpha who seeks validation through power and status, the Stoic Alpha finds his power within. He does not chase approval, he embodies it. At some point you realize that being reactive is a sign of weakness. Anger, desperation, and the need to prove something to others only give them control over you. A Stoic Alpha understands that his emotions belong to him alone, not to his past, not to the opinions of others, and certainly not to someone who chose to walk away. So what does this transformation look like? It starts with discipline. Your time is no longer wasted on regrets or what-ifs. You wake up with purpose, set goals, and execute them without excuses. While others drown in their emotions, you remain calm, collected, and in control. Then comes detachment. You understand that not everything is within your power. You no longer try to change people, to make them see your worth, or to force an outcome. You let go of what does not serve you and focus on what does, your growth, your vision, and your future. And finally, there is self-respect. A Stoic Alpha never begs to be chosen. If someone leaves, he does not chase. He walks away with dignity. If someone disrespects him, he does not argue. He removes himself from the situation. He knows his value, and because of that, others recognize it too. Women are naturally drawn to a man who does not seek their approval. Why? Because true confidence is rare. Most men react emotionally, try too hard, or crumble when rejected. But the Stoic Alpha remains unfazed. He knows that attraction is not built through words, but through presence, mystery, and unwavering purpose. And here's the ultimate truth. When you become this kind of man, people notice. They may not say it, but they feel it. The way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you handle adversity, it all signals that you are different, not needy, not desperate, not a man who can be controlled. This is the essence of the Stoic Alpha, a man who leads himself first, who does not seek external validation, and who thrives in his own power. Because at the end of the day, the only approval you truly need is your own. Number 8, no contact is not a game, it's a lifestyle. Many people treat no contact as a tactic, a way to make someone miss them, a temporary strategy to manipulate emotions. But the truth is, no contact is not a game. It is a mindset, a lifestyle, a declaration of self-respect. When you cut someone off, it is not about waiting for them to notice your absence or hoping they will come crawling back. That kind of thinking means you are still attached. True no contact is about liberation. It is about saying, I do not chase, I do not wait, I do not beg. It is about fully embracing the fact that your life moves forward, with or without them. The biggest mistake people make is using no contact to manipulate emotions. They stop texting, they avoid contact, but deep down, they are still checking their phone, still stalking social media, still hoping for a reaction. This is not real detachment, it is just another form of waiting. The moment you still care whether they respond or not, you are not free. No contact is about reclaiming your power. It means shifting your focus away from them and fully onto yourself. It means using your time, energy, and mental space to build something greater, not to sit around wondering if they miss you. It is not a temporary silence. It is a permanent change in how you see yourself and your worth. When you truly commit to no contact as a lifestyle, you realize something powerful. Their reaction is irrelevant. Whether they regret losing you, whether they miss you, whether they try to reach out, it doesn't matter. By the time they realize what they lost, you are already gone. Not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. This is where real transformation happens. You stop measuring your value based on someone else's decisions. You stop seeking validation from the past. You stop needing closure, because the only closure you truly need is this: I choose myself. A man who masters no contact does not sit around waiting for an apology. He does not seek revenge. He simply moves forward, unapologetically. He does not need someone to realize his worth because he already knows it. This is why no contact is not a game. It is not a strategy to win someone back. It is the foundation of self-mastery, self-respect, and complete emotional control. Because the moment you truly stop caring whether they come back or not, that is when you have won. Not the game, but yourself. Number 9, when she comes back or doesn't. At some point, the silence gets to her. The absence becomes unbearable, and suddenly she starts looking for a way back in. Maybe it's a simple, "Hey, how have you been?" Maybe it's a random like on an old photo, or maybe she even sends a full apology, telling you she's been thinking about you, that she misses what you had. And this is where most men fail. They see her return as a victory. They think, "I won. My silence worked. Now I can finally have her back." But before you fall into that trap, ask yourself a simple question. Do you even want her back? Think about it. If she left, if she walked away, if she made the conscious decision that life was better without you, why should she get a second chance now? Because she feels lonely. Because she suddenly realizes she made a mistake. Because she wants to see if she still has access to you. A man who has mastered himself does not allow people to come and go from his life like a revolving door. He does not give someone who abandoned him the privilege of returning when it's convenient for them. He does not entertain those who only miss him when they see him thriving. And if she doesn't come back, even better. Because that means the universe has just confirmed what you already knew. She was never meant for the man you are becoming. Either way, the outcome is the same. You win. Whether she regrets it or not, whether she tries to come back or never speaks to you again, it makes no difference. Because by the time she realizes what she lost, you will be so far ahead, so evolved, so deeply invested in your own growth that her absence will no longer matter. She thought she had a way back in, but you've already closed the door. A weak man clings to the past, hoping for validation from the one who left. A strong man moves forward, knowing that the only approval he needs is his own. That is the essence of self-mastery. That is the power of detachment. If you're done waiting for someone who walked away, if you're ready to embrace whatever comes next, then remember this: she left, and that was the biggest favor she ever did for you. Number 10. The final move. Living so well that it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the real goal was never to make her regret leaving. It was never about making her miss you, reversing the roles, or proving a point. The real goal was to become so focused on your own life, your own success, and your own happiness that none of it matters anymore. This is the ultimate level of power, not caring whether she regrets it or not needing closure, not seeking revenge, not waiting for her to realize what she lost. Because by the time she does, you will be so far ahead, so deeply invested in the man you've become, that even if she begged to come back, you wouldn't even flinch. This is where you break free. This is where you step into a reality where you are the prize. Your purpose is your mission, and no one, not her, not anyone, can shake your foundation. You start traveling, building, creating. Your energy is no longer wasted on memories of the past, but on the limitless potential of your future. You become a man so powerful in his own existence that even if she never realizes what she lost, you don't care, because you've gained something far more valuable: peace, purpose, mastery. And that's the final move. Not proving a point, not getting her back, but becoming so fulfilled, so whole, so untouchable that the past simply fades into nothing. She thought you'd always care. She thought she had time. She thought you'd sit around waiting for the day she might change her mind. But instead, you disappeared. You built, you evolved, and now you are untouchable. This is Stoic power, the power of a man who controls himself, his emotions, and his destiny. A man who does not look back, who does not wait, who does not chase. A man who understands that loss is not an ending. It's an opportunity to become greater than ever before. And that's exactly what you did. You mastered yourself. You elevated beyond the need for closure, beyond the need for validation, beyond the need to prove anything to anyone. You became the kind of man she and the world cannot ignore. She thought you'd suffer, but instead, you thrived. If you're done living in the past, if you're ready to claim your power and step into the life you were meant to live, then embrace this truth. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul, and nothing else matters.